It almost pains me to admit that I can't make roti. If you don't know what roti is, it's a flatbread. It originated in India, also popular in Caribbean countries with significant blah blah blah. Go check Wikipedia. Now, I am no bad cook by any means, but I've never been able to successfully make roti, despite the many times I've tried. And the sad thing about it is that it has always been my favorite food growing up. I mean, I love me some roti. If I could control the weather, it would rain roti. On second thought, that's probably not a good idea. Let me first make the distinction that when I'm talking about roti, I'm talking about West Indian roti. It's hard to make a generalization, but as you can see, there are quite some differences. So anyway, I've tried recipes, I've watched people do it, I've watched YouTube videos, and to no avail. My great-grandparents apparently made roti quite nicely, but those skills unfortunately did not trickle down the gene pool. I guess after that everyone was like, nope, too much work. Why be bothered when you can just go to Sings? Here's a little anecdote. So in the Caribbean, roti is sometimes served wrapped around various curries, and some people call the actual roti itself roti skin. So because of that, when I was quite little, I used to believe that it was actual skin from some weird roti beast or something. I don't know. Maybe dal was like it's dandruff or something. I remember the first time I tried roti as a kid. I watched a relative do it once and I thought I just had it down for some reason. So I just got my ingredients and did my thing. And depending on the type of roti is ideally supposed to puff up like a little balloon, but I think somehow mine managed to fold inward like a black hole. It was dry and tough and tasted like sadness, and nobody ate dinner that night. So I asked my uncle to help me make roti one day. That doesn't look very much like him. There you go, now that looks like him. Now, this guy has magic cooking fingers and he could probably make the most amazing jerk chicken out of pork. So I said, Uncle, can you teach me how to make roti? He said, yes, sweetheart, not right now. Uncle tired. One of these days. So, about that roti. Yeah, man, me soon come. One of these days. And nobody ate dinner that night. So my mom and I used to eat at this place called the Roti House. At least that's what I think it was called. I mean, I tried finding information about this place on Google and it didn't seem to exist anymore. There's like no trace of it. I could have hallucinated this place for all I know. Anyway, it was a cute Trinidadian restaurant and it made no secret about that because there was like Trini flags and stuff everywhere. So I was surprised to see that in the back making the roti was a Jamaican lady. So I thought I'd turn on my little charm and maybe I could get some pointers from her, yard to yard. So I said, Woman, teach me how to make roti.
Girl, you too fierce. Come out of my kitchen.
And nobody ate dinner that night. Just kidding, we took some roti home. So another time I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to just do this the right way. So I bought myself a tawa. A tawa is like an old-time roti griddle. Wait, what the hell did I just say? Okay, roti griddle, and I think I named it Tom because I like to name things because I was just weird like that. Once again, it was too hard. That's what she said. Then my dad came in. He asked, how would that make? Roti? I think you make frisbee to rotted. Discouraged by my family laughing at my roti-making attempts, I'm afraid I haven't tried in a while in fear of making some atrocity that probably makes my great-grandparents roll in their graves. But I haven't given up. At this point, some people say, seriously, why not just buy it at the store? And yeah, that's easy, but I travel a lot and I know I won't always have access to roti. For example, I went to the Midwest United States one day and decided that I wanted some roti. So I looked it up on the internet and I kid you not, the first result was Olive Garden. Like, what? Not to mention having to endure one whole roti-less year when I studied abroad. When I came home after all that time and finally had some roti, man, that stuff tasted like rainbows. Sure, I can cook other West Indian foods, but sometimes I travel somewhere and I want to share the happiness of roti with someone. So, in cases like that, I want to know how to make my own, Okay, so there's an Indian store down the road. It's not the same! I don't know if I'm cursed. I don't know if I have some anti-roti making gene. I'm not praying to the right roti gods or whatever. Whatever. Oh well, one day I'll learn. But until then, at least my roti is round. For those who might be curious, I've enclosed some recipes for West Indian style roti in the description below. Try it and let me know how it goes. Who knows, maybe you'll have better luck than I do. Let me know if you need a taste tester.